everyone. Well, it looks like that President Trump has thrown down the gauntlet yet again and is putting Iran's Ayatollah Ali Khamenei on notice. Now, this is because U.S. intelligence sources believe that the Iranian Revolutionary Guard's Quds Force, the elite external operations unit of Iran, is planning an attack on U.S. troops in Iraq. Now, President Trump has warned Iran that it would pay, quote, a very heavy price if these attacks take place. Now, this latest threat comes at a time when Iranian-backed Shia militias in Iraq, like Kataib Hezbollah, Iran's main proxy in Iraq, have been threatening to launch attacks against the U.S. in Iraq. So, U.S. military leaders in the past few weeks have already ordered the commanders on the ground to plan for this eventuality and to plan for an escalation of combat should Kataib Hezbollah launch a major attack. Now, the commander of another Iraqi Shia militant group in Iraq called Al-Nujaba Brigade, that's led by a man by the name of Akram Al-Kabi. Now, he's made his intentions very clear that he wants to attack American interests in Iraq and in the region, certainly once Iran and the Quds Force give him that order. Now, this militant group has been actively fighting against Americans for years in Iraq and is also active in Syria, backing up Iran's major ally, of course, in the region, Bashar al-Assad and his militias. This tension is also happening at a time when many of Iran's top commanders deployed in Syria have been taken out of the battlefield by the corona epidemic. Just recently, one leading Iranian general by the name of Nasser Shabani died of corona, and there are reports that many others like him in this top echelons of the Iranian Revolutionary Guards have also died from the virus. So this may very well be a situation where Ayatollah Khamenei is trying to take advantage of the fact that the whole world's attention is being fixated on the pandemic to launch these attacks. Now, we've also seen reports that the Iranian Revolutionary Guards have been in disarray since President Trump ordered the drone strike, killing Qasem Soleimani, who was Ayatollah Khamenei's right-hand man and the commander of the Quds Force. So that may be also another factor here in play. Now, Soleimani's successor was also reportedly seen in Baghdad in the recent days, and U.S. intel officials believe that may indicate that attack planning against the U.S. is at an advanced stage. Now, remember, Qasem Soleimani was killed by that drone strike in Baghdad because U.S. intel officials and policymakers believe that Qasem Soleimani was at the helm of an advanced attack against the U.S. So President Trump wanted to take him out before that attack took place. Now, U.S. diplomats have also been pushing back hard against the recent narrative coming out of Iran's foreign ministry that the U.S. and the EU should end sanctions on Iran because of the pandemic, due to humanitarian reasons. But of course, the State Department has pushed back and said that, well, look, the Ayatollah himself has $1 billion hedge fund and that the sanctions are not impacting medical aid that Iran could use to combat the pandemic. Of course, Iran at the same time is also still flying in weapons and militia fighters from Iran to Syria using the Iranian Revolutionary Guard's major main airline, Mahan Air. And that, of course, could also be exacerbating the corona outbreak and spreading throughout the rest of the region. On top of that, the Israeli Air Force was also reported to have launched airstrikes just in the past 48 hours against a major Iranian Revolutionary Guard base in eastern Syria that was used to transport advanced missile components and weapons by the Iranian Revolutionary Guards to its proxy ally in Syria, Bashar al-Assad. Now, Iranian Shia militia groups like Kataib Hezbollah have also been targeting U.S. military assets in Baghdad in the recent 2 weeks, killing 2 U.S. soldiers and British soldiers just north of Baghdad in a camp called Al-Taji. But intel officials believe that the latest warnings are very ominous, and they believe that attack planning is at a very advanced stage. So a major shooting war between the U.S. and Iran is looking more and more likely. And with the corona pandemic raging worldwide, we may be entering into uncharted territory here. Now, of course, Iran is taking a big gamble if they do choose to press the attack button. And if President Trump does strike back hard in retaliation, as he certainly more than likely will, Qasem Soleimani's successor could very well find himself joining his former boss in permanent retirement.